Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back today to record another live tarot reading for you guys. I was on here earlier actually, and the just kind of rolled in, and I thought this was actually a great time to record. And yeah, like there's something really beautiful about the rain, especially when it first starts. And like I was gonna pull out the Ace of Cups in my tarot deck because that's one of my favorite cards in the deck, because that's what the beginning, when it first starts to rain, that's what I think of. That's the card that I always think of. And it's funny because it came up the other day in one of my other readings too, actually, that there was that energy there too. I don't know. Maybe there's some new beginnings that for some of you are going to be happening, which are really exciting. And maybe like for whatever reason, maybe this is a great time for some of you financially, where maybe, you know, finances start improving after like a long time of drought. You know, some of you may actually too discover you have feelings for someone, like be dating and be in like the beginning phases of dating, or just like you're at the beginning phase of a relationship and nothing has really happened yet. And there's more to come. To me, like the rain today feels very healing for some reason. Like I don't know what it is. It doesn't feel ominous or anything. It's not like a bad storm. It's just kind of like a light storm, and it's just kind of, I saw it roll down over the mountains. And that's the cool thing about when you live in a valley and you look at the mountains every day. You know, you get to see the storm kind of roll in. And I just thought this would be a good time to record. I'm trying to record again for everybody for this weekend. I want to make sure everybody knows that I am having an Easter sale. So it's $10 off of all of my readings, including my email readings, which are normally $75. They are now $65. It is only $65 for a 30-minute reading with me. This has not happened for many, many years. So please, you can book a reading this weekend and schedule it for another time. I don't mind, as long as you send a payment and you email me, hey, I want to book a reading, but you know, I'm not able to do it for like a week or two. That's totally fine. So the sale goes through tomorrow. I just want to let everybody know it goes through tomorrow, and it's $10 off all of my services. So definitely be sure to check out my website, oracledaphne.com. Let me check my live chat here for a second. I think it was Priscilla, I think it was, who said hi. Let me see here. There she is. Happy Easter, Priscilla. Thanks so much for stopping in. I appreciate it so much. Appreciate all the love and support, really. And yeah, I am also partnering with Jackery. I want to let everybody know I'm partnering with them. I mentioned in my other video too also that I've been partnering with them. If you guys want to check out they have solar power generators, which are really cool. And I've told everybody, and I will still tell everybody, that I'd be getting these psychic, you know, feelings, impressions that the power is going to go out, and that there's going to be some serious issues with power outages. So it's always great to have a backup. The generators are great because you can charge your phone. The fact that they're solar powered is awesome. And yeah, if you want to check it out, I will leave the live link in the description box below, and also in the comments once this video is posted. You can also check out, you can also follow me on Instagram, and the link to them is also in the bio on my Instagram page. As far as reading today, I've just got to pull some cards and see what I get for everybody. This is going to be another short reading, similar to the one that I did earlier. I don't want to stay on here for too long. I had originally planned to go plant my tomato plants. But see, that's the whole thing about life, right? You know, like they say, life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. And the storm rolled in. So I'm like, I guess I'm not doing that. But there's other things I need to get to. So I don't want to keep stay on here for too much longer. But yeah, I did want to come back for a few more messages. So I'm going to let it spread and see what I get for messages. If you want me to read a specific If you have a specific question, you can always send me $25 via Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. But because my readings, my half-an-hour readings are actually so low because of my sale, I'd probably encourage you to get a private reading. I would just do 65 that way. You can ask me as many questions as you like within, the half an hour, and we can cover a lot of ground in that time. So, let's see. There's a lot of cards about travel coming up. Travel and moving. Travel and moving. In fact, we have both moving cards, plus the Three of Wands, plus the Judgment. There's a lot of indecisiveness about moving and traveling, and it's so strange. Like, I've never really seen the Wheel of Fortune like this before, but if you look at the wheel itself, the colors of the wheel itself, inside the wheel, it's very, very blue. And I never noticed it, especially in the center, but also to the right and like to the top. It looks blue. And I never really noticed this at all before, but like all these designs were kind of popping out to me. And inside the wheel, it's very blue. And the first thing that I noticed was like, it looks kind of like a snowflake. Some of you may be traveling, and there's snow. Some of you, wherever you live, maybe there's snow. The remnants of winter is what my guide said. And, honestly, where I live, this past week there was snow. There was a lot of snow, which was a surprise to me. So you may be having like the last bits of winter, or traveling to a place where it's cold or colder than where you're from, wherever you live. There's a lot of coldness in this reading. We've got the Queen of Swords. We've got this blue at the center of this Wheel of Fortune. We have this Four of Cups, which is like a disconnect between you and somebody else. We have this very cool purple from the Star, and to me the Star is kind of even colder too. It feels cold to me. There's not a lot of fire here. There's not a lot of earth represented. There's a lot of air, almost too much. And I would say that whatever you're going through, some of you, are going through kind of like the I feel like you're going through something. I was going to say like the gates of hell. I feel like you're going through something that doesn't feel entirely healthy. There's a lot of mixed energies, and when I was reading on Instagram, I felt that way before too. There's a lot of mixed energies. Like if I was in a love reading, I would say I don't see anything happening with your love life. Yes, you may want it, but I don't see anything happening with your love life. If I was doing a reading about finances, I would say yes, there may be improvements in finances only because I'm doing a reading when it's raining and there's a storm. And that's the beginning of something. So there's a beginning. There's an element of feeling like there's a beginning. Or maybe something hasn't happened quite yet. There's a feeling of anticipation of the beginning. But I also don't necessarily I don't see any real cards about Pentacles. We do have the Ten of Pentacles at the center of the reading, though. And that almost worries me a little bit, because that means there's like an over-identification with like the material world. There's an overemphasis on finances. Like finance become the only thing that matters. And when it's at the center of the reading, either you're dealing with a person in your life that only money is the only thing that matters to them, or you yourself are very financially focused at this time. Some of you may be moving for a job, or you're thinking about moving for a job. You know, that's the only other way to look at it. But as far as like, okay, like if I was doing a love reading, I would say not much is happening. If I was doing a financial focus reading, there are things happening, but maybe not quite yet for some of you. And it's not like that much of financial stuff is coming to me. There's not a lot of career stuff happening either. You know, so that tells me that you're going through some kind of period of like stagnation. It's like the quiet before the storm. It's funny, I'm reading, you know, on a day where, you know, where the storm just rolled in over the mountains. It just feels like there's a lot of direction and yet no map. Because the Wheel of Fortune to me is the map, is the direction, is that, you know, you're going to take the wheel and you're going to spin it and you're going to go for it and you're going to, you know, make it the best of it. But in this position, we don't know if they're staying home or if they're going on vacation. We don't know if they're buying the house, or if they're not moving, or if they're going to end up staying with friends. We don't know if there's this maybe trip coming up or not. We don't know. I feel like, yeah, maybe you don't know what you're doing. You don't know where you're going. Maybe you want to go, but you haven't decided if you're officially going yet, on a trip, on vacation, or if you're moving. I feel like because it could be all three. You could be moving, you could be taking a trip, you could be going on vacation, you know, or it could be one of the above. But it feels to me that there's this thing that's just like, I don't, you know, it's just a kind of a question mark. And the thing about it is that with all this energy of questioning, it seems to be that there's really no solidification in sight. It seems like it's just going to remain that way. I'm going to look at my Mars side deck. And maybe pull some cards from my other decks. See if I get anything else. Please message me in the comments, in the chat here. Let me know if it's resonating what I'm saying. It just feels like I wish I could say, you know, if I was doing a Capricorn reading, I would be like, you gotta get your butt in gear. Like, you need to stop drifting. You need to get your butt in gear, go for what you want, make a plan, and go. If I was doing a reading for Aquarius, I'd be like, Aquarius, what the fuck are you doing? And they would be like, I know. Don't judge me. You know, with Pisces, I'd be like, Pisces, don't do it. Don't get back with the ex. Don't do it. Don't do it, Pisces. Don't do it. Don't go halfway around the world without your wallet, Pisces. Don't even try. You know? If I was doing a reading for Aries, I'd be like, dude, you need more finances to make this project get off the ground, okay? You gotta call for help. You know what I mean? Call your mom, call your spouse. This is a get out of jail situation, and you need someone to bail you out. If I was ready for Taurus, I'd be like, it's not happening. Nah. This is this is a meh kind of moment, you know, for Taurus. Taurus is, you know, nothing's happening. Taurus does not have the patience to deal with whatever this is. Okay, it's just meh. Taurus doesn't budge an inch; it just continues to watch whatever they're watching. You know, it's just simple. If I was ready for Gemini, I'd say, Gemini, this is you. This is all you, baby, and you're so money, and you just gotta go and get it. You just gotta go get it. Go get it, baby. You can do it. It's all there. You just gotta take your mom's credit card. You just gotta take your spouse's credit card. You gotta slip out at midnight. Take the hot rod and go. Whatever it is you're doing, that's what I would say. Okay, that brings us to Cancer, the crab. I would say, you know, Cancer, you're absolutely living in the past. There is no future. There is no tomorrow until you let go of whatever it is that you're not over. That's it. The bottom line. Okay, we are moving on. Okay, so moving on to Leo. If I was reading for Leo, I'd be like, you're depressed. You're absolutely depressed. You lost your mojo. You may have even lost your will to live. And you're not living as large as you could. You absolutely need to live larger, dream bigger, dream harder, fuck hard, or go home. Like, that's what I want to say for Leo. If I was reading for Virgo, I would say you're absolutely living in some kind of cloud. And it makes absolutely no sense to everyone else. And the only person it makes sense to is you. And it might, in the end, be great, but only if you take a chance, and only if you change, and only if you decide you want to go. That's it. If we're coming to Libra, I would say, Libra, you're way too far into your cups. You've had too much to drink. You've been out too many nights in a row. You really need to, like, make some scrambled eggs, eat some bread, drink some water, maybe get some citrus fruits, a little vitamin C spray, you know, like a whole box of greens, you know, do maybe like a detox. And I would say, yeah, you know, Libra, you're just flowing down the river too hard with, you know, whoever it is that you are trying to flow hard with, you know. That's the bottom line there for Libra. That brings us to Scorpio. Scorpio, it seems like the intensity that you need, or the intensity of life that you're craving, you are just not satisfied. You're not satisfied, and you can't get no satisfaction. It's that part of that movie Angelina Jolie is singing, I can't get no satisfaction. Right? Okay? That's the Scorpio. You know, Scorpio, you've got to find your thrills and chills somehow. And it does not seem you're finding your thrills and chills and doing whatever it is that you're doing. You need to work harder at making yourself happy, because nobody else is going to make yourself happy. But I would seek out people and situations in which you feel connected to. If you don't feel a connection, piece the book out for Scorpio. Which leads me to Sagittarius. The energy, if I was to read the energy from what I saw in those cards for Sagittarius, is that you are overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed by life. You're overwhelmed by each situation that's happening in your life, whether that's job, whether that's family, whether that's, you know, romance. You're overwhelmed. And maybe it seems like you don't know what's real. You don't know what door to take, what window to fly out of, what direction to go into, because they all seem either too good to be true, or like you don't know how it's going to work out in the end, and you can't really choose something where you don't know. So you kind of go around in a circle and you're like, I don't know, many times. And you're stuck in some kind of spin cycle. And you're hoping and wishing and praying that things work out, but really it's you. It's really you that can kind of get things back on track. It's really you to kind of get yourself grounded and stable and figure the fuck out whatever it is that you want to do. And do it. And do it with a sense of passion and a sense of aggression and a sense of this is what I'm fucking going to do and nobody's going to fucking stop me. That's it. And I think we've arrived back to Capricorn. I don't think I missed anyone. Maybe I did. Hopefully I didn't. But yeah. So that's the energies. I want to pull a final card to see what else I get. And then I'm peacing out, people. This is one of my favorite cards. Okay, so I got this card about holding the space. And I love this card because sometimes there's times in our life where we really want something to happen. Where we really want the things we want. You know, maybe we want to meet our Mr. or Mrs. Right. Or maybe we want to buy a perfect house on a little property. Or we really want to get a new bicycle, or we really want to upgrade our car, or we really want, more clients, whatever it is we want. And sometimes we don't always get what we want when we want it, and that's a little bit of a problem for us because it's frustrating. But this card about holding the space is about holding the space for things that haven't come to pass quite yet and being patient for those things. And even if you don't have it quite yet, doesn't mean it'll never happen. It doesn't mean it'll never materialize. It doesn't mean it'll never be manifested in your life. It just means at this moment, at this time, it hasn't happened yet. And there is beauty in this space and holding on to that and making space for things that we want and holding on to that dream, And in time, things change, and in time, things grow. And so, sometimes we don't get what we want because it's a timing problem. And sometimes we don't get what we want because, we have yet to grow into whatever it is, grow into those shoes, There's also this card about this oracle. So some of you may be booking a reading with me. Some of you may be psychics yourself or have, psychic ability yourself. But this to me is also, about waiting for information. Most of the time indicates getting an email, getting a text message, hearing back on something. Maybe you're hearing back on a job. Maybe you're hearing back from someone who you haven't been talking to for a long time. Maybe you've been waiting for someone to text you or to call you. And I feel like that you're going to get that information. And sometimes it's important, my dad always used to say, that you have all the information before. You have to have the information before you make a decision. And regardless of what sign you are, it feels to me like, you need to gather more information in order to make up your mind. And, it doesn't hurt to check out the astrology too. We are headed into another Mercury retrograde. I'm not excited about it, but it is coming. So, please, this is actually a side note, please. If you want to get a reading, this is the time, because during Mercury retrogrades, it is hell for me rescheduling clients. So please book it now. That way, we don't have to go through Mercury retrograde rescheduling situations. And some of you do need to take action steps. There's a lot of action steps and things that need to happen. But it's not impossible. And you just need to be determined to do it. Maybe make a list of things that you want to do and then do them. that's going to help you stay organized to stay on track. That's what I want to say. I think that's all that I want to say for now. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching and being amazing fans and followers. I'll be back again for more videos, so stay tuned. I send everyone big hugs, big kisses. I'll talk to you guys again soon. I wish you guys all the best. All right, take care. Bye.